Good evening, everyone. I'm Katie Moore.
And I'm Sharice Gibson. At any moment now, we could learn if a jury believes District Attorney Jason Williams is guilty of tax fraud. Now, he faces 10 counts of including conspiracy to defraud the U.S. Erica Ferrando was in court for today's closing argument, and she's joining us now live with the latest on this case. Erica.
Well, the jury began deliberating at 3 o'clock this afternoon, and they have 14 counts total to consider, 10 involving Jason Williams and Nicole Burdett, and then an additional 4 for Nicole Burdett on her own. And they will make their decision after a week of testimony and strong closing arguments on both sides. After hearing about a dozen testimonies, a jury was left to decide if Jason Williams and his law partner Nicole Burdett intentionally falsified taxes, reducing Williams' tax burden by more than $200,000 over 5 years. They don't follow the rules, and they're not going to unless you hold them accountable, U.S. Attorney Kelly Eubinger said in closing arguments. The pair's former tax preparer Henry Timothy testified during trial that they pressured him to file improper deductions. He pled guilty to falsifying his own taxes. Eubinger said Henry Timothy is a tax cheat. Henry Timothy is their friend, and they brought him into this. They kept him in year after year after year. Defense agrees Timothy is a tax cheat, and that's why Jason Williams' defense attorney Lisa Monet Williams argued the jury shouldn't trust his word, saying we saw inconsistent statements all day long with Mr. Timothy. He's not credible. She argues Timothy received a plea deal from the government and is seeking leniency by testifying against Williams. She said Henry Timothy thought, I'm going to hand them over Jason Williams. Ding, ding, ding. Then the bell went off. Williams and Burdett were on trial for 1 count of conspiring to defraud the United States, along with 5 counts of presenting fraudulent returns and 4 counts of failing to report cash payments of at least $10,000. Burdett faces separate charges for reducing her tax burden by $130,000. Eubinger said she didn't pay a cent in taxes from 2014 to 2017, yet she earned in the 6 figures. She didn't pay $1 in taxes. That's just insulting. In closing arguments, Burdett's attorney Mike Magner called his client collateral damage in the government's effort to take down Williams. He also recognized Ms. Burdett's tax returns are messed up. She's going to be dealing with that, the ramifications of what Timothy did to her for a long time. But he argued the mistakes were not intentional, adding, the important thing here is there's no willfulness. That's the standard. And that is what the jury has to decide. Did Williams and Burdett intentionally file these false claims? Now, the jurors said that they will deliberate until 6 o'clock tonight. If they haven't reached a verdict by then, they will pick back up in the morning. Live from Federal Courthouse, Erica Ferrando, Eyewitness News.
Erica, thank you so much. We will have continuing coverage as the trial wraps up. Look for the latest updates on our website, our free smartphone app, as well as our social media pages.